I have always enjoyed being alone. For me, solitude is peaceful. It gives me the space to think, to imagine, to hum and to sing little songs to myself, with no one around to judge me, or hurt me, or abandon me. So the fact that so many people claim to dread or even to fear loneliness, that's weird. It's never made sense to me. But maybe that's just because I've had so much practice being on my own. I've been alone most of my life. When I was little, Mum was my only family, and she wasn't around much. Even when she was home, she wasn't usually home, especially at those dark times when she went off her meds. And then she went away for good. She had her heart broken again, poor thing. So she decided to put on a record of classic show tunes, draw herself a hot bath, and slip forever into the steamy water. Afterward, I was perfectly happy to live alone in the flat. I was capable too. I might have only been 9 years old, but I never missed a day of school or anything. And yet, when the authorities found out, they insisted on removing Mum's body from the tub and placing me in a foster home. But I had come to crave being alone by then, and that craving, it never left me. I guess that explains why I'm here now, 400,000 kilometers from Earth, all alone, working as the caretaker of the CLRL, the Crisium Lunar Research Laboratory. It's a great gig. The next closest living human must be the crew of the Chinese mining depot to the southeast, I suppose. And that's way over in the Mare Tranquillis, a 2-week journey by rover. So yeah, it's just me, in this chilly station of moonbrick, titanium, and pressure panes of misted glass. Me and the plants in the greenhouse, and the frozen lunar desert outside. Who could ask for anything more? I never use an alarm clock. My body knows when to wake, even here on the moon, away from the cycle of 24-hour days. Yawning, I sit up on my bunk, savouring the quiet, the emptiness, the seclusion. The living quarters of the CLRL are housed in the main central hub of the station, beneath a 3-story dome, the lower half of which is buried under the moon rock. It's roomier in here than you might imagine, designed for up to 5 full-time residents at a time, though it's been a while since anyone but me lived here, I think. I'm not even a scientist. My expertise is military logistics, but I suppose it's tricky for the European Space Agency to find someone willing to spend years in isolation. How much time do I have left here anyway? I keep forgetting. Time passes strangely on the moon. My body might know when to wake and when to sleep, but the weeks, the months, the years, those start to blur after a while. And my mind has gone a bit fuzzy lately, if I'm being honest. I rise from my bunk. That's actually kind of fun on the moon. Takes less energy. And I walk past the other beds in the sleeping quarters, slipping on a puddle of liquid and sliding a full 2 meters in the low gravity. Chuckling as I steady myself, I head into the kitchen. In addition to the sleeping quarters, the central hub also houses this dining facility, a rec center, a gym, and a bathroom. For breakfast, I unpackage a very dry scone, though a bit of rehydrated cream and jam makes a big difference. Then there's a salad of leafy greens and bell peppers from the greenhouse. The chef's knife is not in its place on the counter, so I eat the spinach and watercress whole, shoveling the leaves into my mouth, and then take a hearty bite of the pepper. It's not my favorite, but it's better than the spirulina smoothie I'll have to mix up for lunch. That algae protein is awful. Cleaning up after breakfast, I'm about to head over to the gym for an hour on the treadmill, when something rather odd happens. A woman's voice. It says my name. Harper! Harper Stone! Commander Harper Stone! I do not gasp or jump or spin around. I suppose I should. I should be shocked, right? Or feel terrified or insane. But I don't. I'm just sort of confused. I step out of the kitchen and look around the hub. Nothing looks out of place within the dome. Weird. It must have been my imagination, I conclude. That's all. The human imagination is a powerful thing, isn't it? capable of all sorts of strange and wondrous things. After my morning workout, I take a quick shower, then pull on trousers and a t-shirt. The shirt is very comfy, soft, breathable, cool to the touch, but warm to wear. Though it's too large on me, it was made for someone bigger. There's an old show tune stuck in my head again. The Man I Love. Music by George Gershwin. Lyrics by Ira Gershwin, 1924. Funny little song. When the mellow moon begins to beam, every night I dream a little dream. Humming to myself, I begin my daily duties, starting with a visual inspection of the whole station. 4 hallways extend out from the central hub. To the east, the hall goes to the research lab. To the west, the hall goes to the greenhouse. The command center to the comms unit is to the north. And engineering with the life support systems, spacesuits, and the airlock is to the south. I start to work my way around, muttering Gershwin lyrics as a soundtrack to my day. Although I realize as well as you, it is seldom that a dream comes true. The research lab looks clean and orderly, the plastic sheeting still in place over the many scientific instruments, and there's no sign of air leakage or pressure anomalies. To me it's clear that he'll appear, someday he'll come along. The commander center to the north is in order, though the flashing lights on the comms panel are annoying. The man I love, the man that I love. I pause in the west hallway, before entering the greenhouse, leaning against the cold wall. I feel a bit lightheaded all of a sudden. Maybe the salad didn't agree with my stomach. It did taste a little off. Oh, get a hold of yourself, Harper. Shaking myself, I enter the greenhouse. The rich, lovely color of the plant life spilling over every shelf is comforting to my eyes. Though there's a rotten smell in here. Something putrid mixed with the earthy scents of soil and fertilizer. I walk to the shelves and check each tray for any produce ready to be harvested, shifting aside leaves, vines, fingers, and the rich red-brown soil. 6 shiny purple eggplants look just about perfect. I reach back to grab a bowl to gather them into, when I notice her. A woman. She's standing against the far wall, her hands in her pockets, watching me through thick, round glasses that magnify her eyes. Well, that's weird. How are you here? The woman blinks. She's petite, and her head is shaved. She looks older than me, maybe 50? She says nothing. I take a step toward her. And I don't think you're not the one who said my name earlier. That was someone else, I think. So, who are you? The woman cocks her head to one side, and behind her glasses, her eyes swivel to look at the plants on the shelves. Then she looks back at me, one eyebrow raised. 2 things occur to me at once. Number 1, I do know her name. It's Dr. Bora Jang. She's a botanist. She used to be stationed here at Crisium, I think. Why do I know that? When was it? What happened to her? And number 2, her body isn't actually solid. It's translucent, like the misted windows. I can see the wall behind her just a little, as if she's a holographic projection. I look around the greenhouse in search of a projector, and when I don't find one, I clasp my eyes shut. Taking a deep breath, I hold it for a full 5 seconds, then let it out slowly. When I look up again, no Bora Jang. I guess I must be still dreaming, right? I'm dreaming a little dream. Leaving the eggplants for another day, I duck back through the hall to the central hub, and sitting back at the table, I put my head in my hands. God, Harper, get a hold of yourself. This isn't good. I'm starting to lose it, aren't I? Going a bit cuckoo. And I think I know why. I know how all this madness started. Yes, it's all because I went and did something stupid, something dangerous, something I always tried to avoid. I fell in love. His name was Rio Nunez, Rio like a river. He was from Barcelona, and he had the kindest, prettiest eyes I'd ever seen, especially when he smiled, which he did often. I didn't fall in love with him on purpose. It just happened gradually, until the thought of his bright eyes and his crooked smile got all stuck in my head, like a song, and I couldn't stop thinking about him, dreaming about him, needing him. It's not like I wanted a formal relationship, or even anything physical to happen. I just wanted Rio to be mine, and I wanted to be Rio's, forever and ever. Yeah, and I think he must have loved me back. Yes, surely he did. He never actually said that he did, but I never told him either. And I know that I loved him, so... But it was complicated. He had a wife back in Spain and 2 children. He kept a picture of the 4 of them, sitting in the stands at a football stadium with their arms around each other. And one of his kids, a boy, had a crooked smile just like his dad. I didn't like that picture. And I didn't really like being in love either most of the time. It made my emotions all messy and jumbled. It made it hard to focus on my work, and it affected my health too, made me restless, hurt my stomach. But then, when I looked at Rio, all those troubles would vanish, and I'd feel light as a feather, like I could just float away, weightless, free. But then it ruined everything, because of course it did. That's what love does. And when it ended, well, let's just say, it's nice to be alone again. I try not to think about Rio anymore, so why am I? What about that eerie vision of Bora Jang reminding me of him, or the voice of Isla Floss shouting my name? Oh shit, that's who it was that I heard. I just realized. Dr. Isla Floss. She was an astronomer. Yeah, she was in her 20s, really pretty. Why would she be... Oh, I don't know. It's been a weird morning. I'm not feeling like myself. I haven't felt right for a while. Rising back to my feet, I returned to the inspection, trying to distract myself again with the man I love, but the song's lyrics now taste bitter on my tongue. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong. I walked down the South Hall toward engineering. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. Oh Rio, my river, where are you now? Where are your eyes, your strong arms, your smiling mouth? They say all rivers flow to the sea, right? And beyond the walls of the station, the Mare Crisium lies, flat and silver and majestic. The Sea of Crises. That's what Mare Crisium means. An ocean of moon dust and mystery. And at its heart, me, all alone, haunted by my memories. Oh, engineering smells rank too, like the greenhouse. That's probably from the garbage. The refrigerated garbage repository is full. I can't even get the metal lid to shut. It's jammed on something, hence the smell wafting out. I check the monitors to ensure the life support systems are all working properly. No worries there. The oxygen level is even higher than it needs to be. Maybe that explains my lightheadedness earlier. As I turn to walk back to the hub, a man's voice calls out behind me.
What is that? What's happened?
It screams.
What are you? Don't!
I spin, looking back into engineering, but of course, there's no one there. I'm not doing anything, I mumble to the emptiness. Then I walk through the hall, back into the kitchen, and make myself an algae smoothie. For once, I welcome the nasty taste of the lunch, as it serves to distract me from the buzzing in my brain. I choke down the green drink, standing at the counter and feeling as if someone or something is standing just behind me, silent, watchful, angry. I take a nap in the afternoon, hoping it will clear my head. But when I wake, a new apparition is in the sleeping quarters with me. It's that pretty astronomer, Isla. She's sitting on the edge of the bunk next to mine, dressed in white pajamas, her legs crossed, her blonde hair tied up in a messy bun, and she's staring at me.
Why, Harper?
The apparition asks. I swallow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I march past her ghostly form and turn into the bathroom, but then I come to a sudden stop. Isla's apparition is standing in the bathroom, and I can see through her body to the shower behind her. For a long moment, we stare at each other, and I see a glistening tear from her left eye slide down her translucent cheek and drip onto the bathroom floor. I take a step forward, crouch, and look at the floor. There really is a drop of liquid there, but it isn't clear and watery. It's red. It's a drop of blood.
What happened in this place?
I ask myself.
Was there some sort of accident in the past? Maybe in the early days of the CLRL? Some dark history within these walls? Why else would these spirits haunt the station? What do they want? You know what happened here,
says Dr. Isla Foss.
I don't know,
I tell her.
Can you tell me?
But Isla does not speak again. As I go through my afternoon checklist, the apparitions stay with me. I never actually see them rise or walk or even move beyond a tip of the head or a blink of the eyes. But every time I turn a corner, there they are. Room after room, task after task, watching me. There is Bora Jang with dirt stains on the knees of her trousers. There is Bogdan Bekele, that's whose voice I heard in engineering, but now there's a translucent body to go with it, complete with a bristly beard with a bulging stomach. He carries a wrench in one hand. He was a maintenance engineer here at CLRL. Why do I know that? These three spectres, they won't leave me alone. I tell them that I want to be alone, but they don't care. They just continue to stare. Sometimes they say my name.
Harper. Commander. Stone.
It's during dinner that I realize something important. I'm sitting at the table, eating rehydrated pasta carbonara and another salad. Bora's ghost sits on my left, Bogdan's ghost on my right. Across from me, there's Isla's apparition, leaned forward with her elbows on the table. The seat next to her is empty. That's when it hits me. Someone is missing. Whatever is happening here, whatever this all means, it's incomplete. One character is absent, and the story of my haunting doesn't make sense without this fifth and final member. Without him. Yes, it's a man. Why can't I recall who he was? It's like my brain has all these walls built up inside it, dams against the flow of revelation. I want to break them down, to find out the truth, and yet I'm also scared of what I'll find. I push away my bowl of pasta. I can't eat another bite. I feel so ill.
Can you all help me understand?
I ask the ghostly trio.
It's too late,
says Bogdan.
But you're here now. We can see each other. We can speak. Can't you just tell me what happened?
Isla's ghost slides her elbows off the table, and sitting back in the chair, she puts her hands in her lap.
We are still here, Harper,
she tells me. Then she shakes her head.
But also, we are not. Did you all go back to Earth or something? No. Then where are your bodies? Don't you know? We are here with you, Commander. Just open your eyes. Stop it. And see. Stop! See what you've done. See what love made you do. Stop it!
I slam a fist against the table, and my cutlery jumps and clatters. Grunting, I put my head in my hands. It takes me a moment to slow my breathing.
You won't give me answers,
I finally say.
Because you all only exist in my head, right? So, it's my own mind, keeping me in the dark. But can't you just...
I look up, but the ghosts are gone. The seats are empty. I am alone.
Give me a hint. Please. Anything.
At first, my plea is met with silence. But then... that electric chirp. How long has it been going off? Where's it coming from? I get to my feet, the chair squeaking against the floor, and move into the open heart of the central hub, searching for the source of the noise, searching desperately for answers. I turn in place, dizzy and breathless, my gaze moving from hall to hall within the Lunar station. That beeping sound, it's still going. Is it coming from one of the halls? No. It's something here, in the central hub. Oh, there. I march toward the rec center, a cozy room beside the sleeping quarters where a plush sofa faces the entertainment screen. The walls on either side are algae aquariums, sickly green and glowing softly. I look down in front of the couch. There's a coffee table there, with cup holders and on one corner, a small alert display. That's what's beeping. And there's a red light blinking with each chirp.
How long has that been going off? And what is... check comms? The comms unit? Oh, of course.
Why haven't I done that yet? This station has a communication bay that links with Earth, with ESA headquarters in Paris. If I want answers, maybe they can help. It's so obvious. I hurry into the North Hall, growing more anxious with each step. I'm starting to feel that something is really wrong. With me, with this place, with everything. I think something terrible has happened. My vision blurs, the hall splitting into fuzzy doubles before me. I swoon, weak on my feet, struggling to move forward. My body, it wants me to turn around, to go back to my bed, back to my little dreams, to stay locked away within the bliss of ignorance. I push myself onward. Why is it so hard? The gravity here is 1/6 of Earth's, yet my muscles can barely support my weight as I reach the end of the hall and stumble into the command center. The lights on the control panels, they're all lit up, like Las Vegas, like Christmas, like fireworks. There are warnings, messages, flashing alerts in all 5 sections of the station on the map display. Why hadn't I noticed that before? And also, why aren't the audio alarms going off? They should be blaring. I look over at the speaker relay on the right-hand side. It looks normal, but sort of fuzzy. I blink, trying to get my eyes to focus. The room around me flickers, not the lights on the ceiling, but the room itself. Or the whole station, the whole moon, the whole everything.
It's all in my head,
I groan. What I'm seeing, it's not real, or at least not complete. My brain won't let the truth reach my conscious mind. Everything is being filtered, distorted, turned into a lie.
Just stop it,
I say to myself, shaking my head.
I'm tired. I'm tired of this game, this deception, this cycle of madness.
And I know then that this has happened before, over and over. How long has it been going on? How many days have I awakened, moved through my schedule, told the ghosts to leave me alone, and come to this very spot, trying and failing to learn the truth?
Let it end. Come on, Harper. Just open your eyes.
I look at the speakers again, and I see. They've been smashed in, the plastic shattered, the wires cut, the speaker cones torn out and stomped onto the floor, sabotaged. I did that. I remember it now. But I had to do it. The speakers were so loud. The wailing alarms, the robotic voice of the station repeating the same warnings again and again. And the voices calling from ESA headquarters, demanding answers. I couldn't bear it anymore. I couldn't find peace. I couldn't hear myself think or hear myself sing. I had to make it stop. I take a deep breath, and now that my brain has stopped playing tricks on me, I look around the whole command center with fresh eyes. It's a total wreck. There's dust everywhere, and on the screens, the indicators all spell disasters. The pressure in the station is dangerously high, the hull close to bursting. The oxygen levels are way off. The water cycler isn't working properly. The whole place is falling apart. That's my fault, isn't it? But still, I've made progress today. I've let myself see the truth, or at least one tiny part of it. And maybe I can fix it, maybe. I turn to the comms unit. The speaker unit is busted, but there's still a telephone receiver hanging in place on the wall with a blinking green light beside it. Someone is on the other line, waiting. But what do I tell them? How can I explain what's gone wrong when I don't even understand it? Or, wait, I do at least know how this started, don't I? It was because of love. Yes, of course. Wonderful, marvelous, dangerous love. I stare at the receiver, but I don't move. I can't bring myself to pick it up. That's when he speaks, finally.
You know, you really should answer that, Harper.
I take a shaky breath, too afraid to turn around, too afraid to turn and face the final ghost. His voice takes on a casual sing-song rhythm as he says,
Although I realize as well as you, it's seldom that a dream comes true. To me it's clear.
My eyes fill with tears, and I finish the song lyrics.
To me it's clear that he'll appear, the man I love.
I turn around. The handsome spirit of Rio Nunez stands in the doorway, his arms crossed, leaning one shoulder against the doorframe, smiling his crooked smile. He was the systems operation officer here at the Crisium Lunar Research Laboratory, and he was a husband and a father and a subject of my obsessions, and not in the distant past. Recently. I'm not supposed to be alone here, am I? Tears fall from my eyes. I want to go to him, to throw my arms around him, but I know there's nothing to hold. I can see the hall through his translucent chest. He is made of light and shadow. No, even less. He is made of memory.
Why can't I have you?
His smile fades.
You know why, Commander. No, I don't. Then pick up that phone. Reconnect with the voice of a living soul. See if that helps your mind to remember.
Wiping at my tear-stained cheeks, I nod. Moving to the wall, my feet crunching over broken bits of machinery, I lift the receiver and hold it to my ear. I hear a bit of static and voices chatting in the background far away. I clear my throat.
Hello?
I wait. The seconds tick by. 1, 2, 3 seconds for the signal to reach Earth. Then 1, 2, 3 to return an answer to the moon. The chatting voices go quiet. An office chair squeaks.
Hello? Is that really... Who is this?
It's, I'm at Crisium Lab.
6 seconds later, I hear the man on the other line gasp.
Mon Dieu! Crisium, stay on the line! Oh, holy shit! I must get him! I must get the general! Wait!
I swallow. My mouth has gone so dry, and I look over my shoulder at the door. Rio's spectre nods back at me, in support. Through the receiver, I hear people arguing, and feet running. Then another man's voice comes through, sharp and loud.
This is Director General Pritchard of ESA. To whom am I speaking?
I'm Harper.
The pause that follows feels much longer than 6 seconds.
Commander Stone, is that really you?
I think so, sir.
Oh, thank heavens!
He says, and I hear the people in the room with him cheer and clap and begin to cry.
You have no idea what a relief it is to hear from you, Commander. You all gave us quite the bloody scare. What's happened? Why haven't our messages gotten through? Are you all well?
I'm okay. How long has it been?
CLRL went quiet 16 days ago. When your camera feeds went suddenly dead, we feared the worst. But the satellite showed that the station looked intact and the power was still on. We didn't know what to think.
That makes two of us.
And when China refused our official request to send a team from their Tranquilis mining depot to check on you all, it damn near caused an international incident. But here you are, back online, thank heavens. So, what is your report, Commander Stone?
My report? On the station?
Well, yes, but more importantly, what is the condition of your crew? The families are worried sick.
My crew?
Yes, the bloody crew. Nunez, Bakali, Doctors Jang and Foss. Are they with you now?
I'll have to check.
I look back over my shoulder again. All 4 ghosts are indeed in the room with me, standing together by the door, watching, silent as the grave.
Hello? Are you there, Stone? What's happening?
I'm not sure, General. I think I did something rather bad.
Commander? You sound strange. Are you well?
I don't answer. I can hear people on the other side speaking quickly in worried whispers.
What is wrong with her?
Then I hear the General clear his throat.
I'll tell you what, Commander. Why don't you put Nunez on the phone, eh?
Rio Nunez.
Yes, that's right. Is he with you?
I fell in love with Rio.
Oh, I see. Well then, that sort of thing happens, Harper. But right now, I need you to find someone else, all right? For me to talk to. Do you understand?
They talk to me. Well, Bora doesn't, but she was always quiet. Her English isn't very good. But Isla talks. Yeah, and Bogdan. And now Rio. He finally spoke to me. But I don't think they'll talk to you, General.
Well, if you could just put them on, then maybe...
Because they're only ghosts.
What's that? What are you saying?
I killed them. I murdered the crew. One by one. Yeah, I remember.
My God. Commander Stone, Why would you say that? Why would you...
It all started because I walked in on them, together, in the showers. Yes, that's how it began. That's how my world went all topsy-turvy.
Now hold on. I need you to understand what...
I hang up the phone, then walk back into the hall. The ghosts vanish as I come up to them. And when I exit the hall and enter the central hub, all 4 are now sitting around the dining table, their heads turned to watch me as I walk to the bathroom and open the door. Then the 4 spectral figures are in the bathroom, standing in a group by the sinks on the left. On the right, there are 2 toilet stalls, and then, dead ahead, there's the shower, hiding the closed curtain. The curtain is blue with a pattern of rubber ducks. Such a strange choice. I step inside the bathroom, pass by the ghosts, and grab hold of the cold, rubbery shower curtain. As I pull it open, the memory comes to me. All of it. As clear and vivid and horrible as it had been on that day, 3 weeks ago. I woke that morning from a dream that Rio and I were walking side by side on a sunlit beach, the ocean blue and dazzling as liquid sapphire. We didn't speak in the dream. We didn't have to. We just walked, the sand warm beneath our feet, the sun hot upon our skin. The dream even had a soundtrack, as my dreams often do. Embraceable You, 1928, quintessential Gershwin. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you, my sweet, embraceable you. I got out of bed, yawning and happy, and headed into the bathroom, just for a morning pee, that's all. But then I heard the shower running. That wasn't anything special, except that I could hear 2 people behind the curtain, speaking softly and giggling as the water splashed over them and onto the tiles. I should have left the room. I should have come back later, or at least I shouldn't have done what I did, creeping over to the shower, peeking around the curtain's edge. Because that's when I saw them. Isla Fisher, with her golden hair loose and soaked and dripping down one naked shoulder onto her chest, and her body, so much smoother and curvier and more toned than mine ever was. She stood facing me, her eyes closed, her mouth open. He was standing behind her, his head bent forward to nuzzle at the side of her neck, his long hairy arms wrapped about her, holding her close, squeezing her as the water poured down their entwined bodies. And I just stood there, watching, unable to move. When Isla opened her eyes, she saw me, and she released a tiny little gasp that turned into an embarrassed giggle. Rio saw me too, and letting go of Isla, he reached to pull the curtain fully shut. And that was that. I tried to move on from what I had seen, I really did. But the pain of it, the immeasurable weight of that betrayal, it haunted me day and night. And then one morning, waking from a fretful bout of dark dreams without sunlight or music or passion, I climbed from my bunk and saw that Isla was still sleeping on her bed next to mine. Her perfect face lay on the pillow, her mouth open, like before, with a little drool leaking out. I crept past her, into the kitchen, and grabbed the chef's knife from the counter. And when I came back to the sleeping quarters, Isla was waking up, stretching and yawning. I quickly put the right hand behind my back, hiding the knife.
Morning, Commander,
she said sleepily.
You feeling any better? I can't forget,
I told her.
What? What I saw, I can't forget.
Realization dawned on Isla's face, but she grinned, and her pale cheeks blushing with a hint of rose.
Oh, you mean in the shower the other day? Yeah, I guess we weren't being very careful. Oops. But I hope you didn't put it in your report. If it gets back to his wife, then they do have an understanding, you know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. But the wife doesn't want to know about anything that happens when Rio is. He's mine. Huh? What are you? Are you being serious? Look, Harper, I mean, no offense, but I'm not sure you're his, type.
That's when I showed her the knife. I'm not sure she understood what it meant, though, until it was too late, until I dove on top of her and brought the blade down again and again and again. Isla didn't scream. I thought she would, but she just sort of choked and heaved for breath and balled up her fists to try and fight me off, but she was thin and weak. It was very easy to do. And when it was done and I crawled off of her body, there was so much blood everywhere that it almost made me laugh. And then what did I do next? Maybe if I retrace my steps, it'll help me remember. I leave the 4 ghosts by the sinks as I exit the bathroom, then pass by them sitting at the table as I walk to the sleeping quarters. Now that I'm thinking clearly again and seeing things as they are, it's hard to miss the puddle of blood at the foot of Isla's bed. I've been slipping in that blood for days. How silly of me, not to mention the mess of the blood-stained sheets atop the mattress. I pause, trying to mentally reconstruct the events. I took the body away, yeah, and I stuffed it in the garbage in engineering, but that was later, like the next day. So what did I do first, when she was dead? I had to stop the others from finding out. Yes, that was it. Turning, I look from hallway to hallway. Where had they all been? Rio and Bogdan were outside, I think. Yeah, they were suited up and doing an exterior survey of the station. But Bora was still in here, and she must have been. Grinning, I set off down the west hall to the greenhouse, wincing at the smell inside.
Yup, that's what I figured.
Now I can see it all. There's dried blood splashed up over one wall and part of the floor. But I didn't put Bora in the trash, did I? No. So then I must have. Walking over to the shelves, I pull out one leafy tray and inspect the plants. There, beneath the vines and leaves, amidst the dark soil, I see a shriveled finger, a scrap of fatty skin, and a yellow tooth.
I must have been out of my mind, I think aloud, chuckling to myself. That's not going to be a very effective fertilizer.
I push the tray back, then return to the central hub. I cast the ghostly Bogdan a quizzical look, where he sits at the table.
Where were you, then?
My gaze moves down to where his hand holds a translucent wrench.
Ah, right.
Heading through the south hall, I enter engineering. Besides the rancid smell, there doesn't look to be much sign of a struggle in here. How had it gone down? I close my eyes, sinking back. After Bora was dead, I came back here. Rio was still outside, but Bogdan had come in and had just taken off his suit back by the airlock. He walked out and over here to the air purifier, and he had the wrench because he had to fix something or other. So then I came at him with the knife. Yeah, that's it. Opening my eyes, I'm not surprised to see all 4 ghosts standing around me, but looking at the bulky, spectral figure of Bogdan, who surely must be way stronger than I am, I'm surprised that he hadn't offered more of a fight. I guess he was just shocked. He just stood there as I ran at him and jumped and drove the knife into the side of his neck. And when I pulled the blade out, he dropped his wrench. Oh look, it's still right there on the floor, and grabbed his neck in both hands. There was an awful lot of blood, and it just kept pouring out, soaking his dungarees, and Bogdan collapsed against the wall. It took him about 2 minutes to die. That's not too bad. But what is bad is the smell in here. Wrinkling my nose, I turn. Rio's ghost is standing in front of the garbage repository, but looking through him, I see that its metal lid is indeed jammed open on a boot. It's jammed on Bogdan's boot, because I couldn't quite get his body to fit in there, not with Isla's already inside. So yeah, that's what happened. Isla, Bora, Bogdan. But of course, that still leaves. My gaze drifts up onto the eerie, lustrous face of Rio Nunez.
Where are you now, my love?
I asked the ghost.
Just where you left me.
Oh yes. I turn away from the spectres, and where I'm going now, they do not follow. I don't need them anymore. They can rest. What happens next is just for me. At the back of engineering, there's a circular room with 5 spacesuits hung on the walls in 5 cabinets. As I look around at them now, I see that only 4 are present. 1 is missing. Rio's suit is missing. I look down at the hatch in the center of the floor. It leads to the airlock and to the airlock door, through which one can step out onto the dusty surface of the moon itself. As I lower myself to the floor and spin the wheel to unlock the hatch, I recall doing it that day. That strange day when my clothes were soaked in the blood of my crew, and my broken heart was set on being alone again, no matter what it took. Nodding to myself, I climb down into the airlock, then close myself inside it, sealing the hatch behind me. I do not take my own spacesuit with me. I don't want it. It would just be one more thing between me and the man I love. The airlock is a small room with vents on the ceilings and 1 door on the wall. The door is locked. What's more, the mechanism that allows it to be unlocked is jammed. The gear stabbed through with a chef's knife. I did that. I locked him outside. And now, he's still out there. His suit must have had, 12 hours of oxygen? And it's been 21 days.
A long time to wait. But don't worry, Rio, my love, my river. I am coming to you now.
I'm not even scared. My death in the vacuum of space will be painful, but it'll be quick, and more importantly, it will finally bring us together.
Embrace me, my sweet, embraceable you,
I sing to myself, standing before the door and yanking out the knife.
Embrace me, you irreplaceable you.
I flip the switch on the wall, and as the air is sucked out of the room through the vents above, I exhale. I know that only holding my breath would only make it more painful. I grab the wheel on the door and turn it. I have to move fast. In the first seconds, I feel the last bit of air sucked from my chest, leaving my lungs tense and burning. I throw myself forward through the door, my bare feet slipping in the icy lunar sand outside. The world is blue and glowing, an alien landscape of gentle hills upon the silty basin. Stars shine bright in the sky above, so many stars, though my gaze turns fuzzy as the tears on my eyes begin to boil and steam. I fall to my knees, my jaws clenched in agony as the gases in my body begin to expand. But it's okay, because Rio is here with me. I look over at him. His suited body is sitting up against the station, just outside the airlock, one arm frozen over his head where he was reaching for the door. Reaching, hoping, dying. My skin is ice, my blood is fire, but I don't mind. With my last act of will, I fall forward onto him, reaching out with my steaming arms and throwing them around his suited torso. I can feel my consciousness slipping away, my oxygen-starved brain powering down, but I still have a few seconds, a few moments, a few perfect moments. My sweet, embraceable you. I lay my frosted cheek upon his chest plate, squeezing myself against the cold metal, fusing with him. My happy tears sizzle into mist, and my smile stretches and freezes in place. I hold him, my Rio, and we stare out at the stars together. And here we will stay, beneath those wondrous stars, forever in one another's arms.
Who could ask for anything more?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to click subscribe and check out some more stories here.